Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Jonathan. Jonathan is from Copenhagen in Denmark. So let's see what Jonathan has to say. Enjoy the interview. So
Cool.
hello, Jonathan. How are you?
I'm good. You?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today for the interview. Thank
Of
you.
course, of course. Thank you for reaching out.
So tell me, how's your day going so far?
It's going pretty well, thank you. It's just been chilling a bit, doing some music stuff, and just yeah.
Do you have like the weekends? Do you have like a routine that you do every weekend, or you just go with the flow?
Weekends are usually my. I have a very strict regular day kind of thing. So weekends is just me enjoying music and doing some content and stuff like that because in the regular day I work out, I work, I do music, I do content, so it's a lot. And then in the weekends I need to breathe. Sometimes I'm chilling with friends in the weekends. So
I
yeah,
see.
because I can't see them in the day-to-day basis.
Tell me where you're from, Jonathan.
I'm from Denmark, Copenhagen, Denmark. Actually, I'm from this town called Rødovre, which is pretty hard to pronounce if you're not from Denmark. Um, but it's like 15-minute drive from Copenhagen, like center of Copenhagen. And now I live in Copenhagen, but I grew up in Aalborg.
I see. So tell me, what's the biggest joy of living in Copenhagen, in your opinion?
The people are amazing, and it's a beautiful country and a beautiful city. It's a very beautiful city. And sometimes I love. You're from the UK, right?
Again?
You're from the UK, right?
Yeah, I'm based in
Yeah.
London. Yeah,
Yeah, I love visiting London. I've been to London like 14 times, and I always say, oh, we don't have this in Denmark, we don't have that in Denmark. But I think when you live in Copenhagen and when you live in Denmark, you sometimes take it for granted how beautiful the city is. But if you just stop and you just look at the buildings, you can be like,
yeah,
oh my God, it's very pretty. It's actually as pretty as London, even though I truly love London. I've been there a million times. I've also lived there, and it's 2 years. So. So yeah, so it's I truly love Denmark. Sometimes it's annoying, but usually it's a beautiful country, a beautiful city.
amazing. Okay, so let's start the interview talking about your career as a musician, as a singer, yeah? So tell
Yeah,
me how everything started, how things got together.
so that's funny. I think it started when I was probably 3 or 4. My parents had like a piano in the living room where I could just I when I was younger I liked to sit at the piano and just do some melodies. I didn't know any music at the time, but other kids like to like do this, and I like to take a single note and just sometimes make a melody. And there's actually recordings of me not being bad. I was bad, but not being as bad as a kid probably would be at the piano. And so I think it started there when I was 7. I stole my big brother's guitar because he had a guitar, a 200 crowns. That's kind of like 20 pounds guitar. So a very bad guitar, but I started when I was 6 and way too big for my body. And then I just fell in love with the guitar and I started writing songs. And when I was probably 9 or 8 years old, and my father also plays music, so there was also always music instrument in my house. But growing up, but it's funny because people think that my father taught me a lot of music, and he actually did. He showed me one chord, and then he was like, "When you can play this chord, come back to me. I'll show you a new chord." And then I learned that chord, and I played that chord, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, in maybe an hour and stuff like that." And he kept pushing it, so I started learning myself actually. But I would lie if I was saying that he didn't inspire me. He had all the things he kind of he's kind of the reason I'm good at music, but he didn't teach me anything. He teach me one chord, one D chord.
Wow, that's amazing. Growing up when you have a passion and suddenly you have a parents as well that's involved with it. So I think it's a big plus for sure.
And very supportive about it. Still very supportive about it. I'm very
Amazing,
blessed. Yeah.
amazing. Jonathan, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I have here my best friend. Random questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a song just for us to relax before the first question. Okay?
Cool.
Let's do it. Right, so before we start the game, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to answer, don't want to talk about, always can change. Okay?
Yeah.
Amazing. Right, first question is, when have you been the most happy?
Probably. That's a hard question. I look back on my childhood very nostalgic, and I think sometimes I look with a blind eye to my childhood and probably romanticizing it a bit because I would say in my childhood, but sometimes you forget how rough your childhood has been. And probably now I'm a good place right now with my family, my beautiful girlfriend. I I I like where I am right now. Sometimes it's hard, but I think now is a good time in my life. So I think probably now.
Do you think happiness is a choice?
Yeah, for sure. But I also think it's not always a choice that's easily to make that choice because sometimes there will be situations where you don't choose why this happens. So if you lose a family member, if someone breaks up with you or stuff like that, that's not your choice. But I feel like if you want to be happy, you'll find a way to be happy. Sometimes it's just harder for one
Totally.
than another.
Absolutely. And which person in your family or in your life you feel more close to right now?
Probably my mother. Always been my mother. Always been a mother's child.
Oh,
That's why.
sweet. Okay, so your mom is watching this interview right now and you have a moment, an opportunity to send her a message. What would you say? You can say in Danish if you'd like to, and after in English, or you can say just in English.
I think I'm gonna say that. I think I'm just gonna say that I truly love her very much, and I hope she knows that. And she's always been there for me, and I will always be there for her.
Oh, very sweet. Next question, let's do it. Hey, Jonathan. Next question, please. What did you think was the most challenging part of being a kid?
Mm. Sometimes not feeling understood by the parents just because you're a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very funny to look back and also look right now to we don't always listen to kids just because they don't have the experience we have, but sometimes they are actually saying more truth to it. And I saw this documentary about Ruby Frankie. Do you know that? It's on Disney Plus, I think. And it those kids were asking for help so much before it started to help. They didn't take them serious because they were kids. And now we can look back on it and say, oh, this 6-year-old actually asked for help like a million times, but we didn't see it. I think that's crazy. And I also think all kids experience adults not listening to them just because they're kids. And I think adults should be better at listening to kids.
I totally get your point, and I think it's so important for us to see what the children are saying or feeling. You know, I remember sometimes growing up, I have troubles sometimes with my thoughts or with seeing something, and my parents they were a bit scared, or they couldn't understand, or they did not trust. They thought maybe I was sleep, dreaming, and it's not about that. I think sometimes you need to listen to them because kids they are very sensitive. They can see
Exactly.
things, they can feel things, and I think it's really important for that. Good point. Um, and when you think about your childhood memories, what's the best memory that comes to your mind?
Hmm. We were in Disneyland, Florida, in USA. Me and my parents and my brother. And my brother is 10 years older than me.
Wow.
And I think I was 6 years old or 5 years old or something like that. So he probably no, I was probably younger, 4 years old or so, and he was 14. And we took the that like radio car kind of thing, and I was sitting with my brother, and he's a very competitive human being, and there was this lady who tried to win against us in this race, and he was like, "We're not gonna lose this, Jonathan." And we really sped up, and he kind of drove it mad, and it was very funny. And my parents got pretty mad at him, I think, because he was kind of being unresponsible, but it was very fun. I really enjoyed that. It was a good memory.
Very sweet. Next question. Let's do it. Okay, so before the next question, tell me what's the biggest joy of being a singer, being a musician? What do you like the most about it? And the flip side, what do you find most challenging about your career?
I think that's a good question. It's a very good question. I think what I love most about my career is when I'm doing a difference. That's why I want to do this. If I just wanted to make it for myself, I would never release it. But when people write to me and says, "Oh, thank you so much for this, and thank you. It's been a tough week. This song resonated with me. I really enjoy this song." And to start in my career, I actually made a lot of like kind of more advanced music. So there was a lot of musicians who came up and like, "Oh, what chord was that? Or what scale did you play that solo in? And what blah." And it wasn't about that. And I heard probably from John Mayer in an interview, he said, I don't give a damn about people saying what chord is this or what scale is that. I give a damn about the people who says thank you or says this helped me get through this. So that's probably that's the best feeling ever is when people say I needed this or thank you so much or I resonate with this. It truly warms my heart. And I think the most challenging is that there will always be people who gave up on their dreams, and they will take it out on you when they see you try to pursue the same dream. And so people can be very rough on the internet, and not just for me, for a lot of people, being cyberbullied or being harassed in the comments, and that's yeah, that's I think you need to remember you will never get looked down on for people who are doing more than you. It's people who already gave up on their dream who's looking down on you. It's people in the comment, and I think that's the most challenging because that's the time where you want to quit because people don't like it, people don't resonate with it. So yeah,
And being a singer, an artist in Copenhagen, do you think that, you know, it's easy? Do you find a lot of opportunities or sometimes can be a bit tricky?
I think in this country we truly are starting to love our own language. So I think for me and other people too who are making English music, we are more resonating actually with when my when I get the best response is actually because my music gets heard in UK or in Sweden or in Norway. Because yeah, and people resonated with it there. Where in Denmark, if you make Danish music and you do this, there's a lot of scenes for you, and that's people like it and people really enjoy it. But people are starting to like their own language more, I think, in our country. So it's like we want the Danish. It's the Danish music that gets played on the radio. That's the Danish music who's featuring in X Factor. That's like we want the Danish music in this country. So making English music in this country is kind of hard sometimes. But I think if you do Danish music in this country, I think there's a lot of opportunities and there's a lot of scenes and bars that would love to have you.
I see. And you sing in English and Danish as well?
I only sing in English.
Just
Only
in English?
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Mhm.
Cool. Next question is, what's the most meaningful gift ever received?
Hmm. That's a good question. I don't know if I have an answer to that. I got probably when I was my brother lived in the United States when we were younger. He did high school there, I think, and he one Christmas he sent me his old PSP, and I remember that because I was missing him a lot. And we were not that close growing up, but I still missed my brother a lot. And he sent me his PSP, and then yeah, I remember I played a lot with that, and I don't even like video games that much, but that PSP I played a lot with that PSP growing up. Yeah, so I probably that.
And tell me something, when you think about yourself, Jonathan, when you analyze yourself, what's the biggest joy of being you? What do you like the most about being Jonathan?
The people around me. I think Uh, Sometimes I don't think it's fun to be Jonathan, but I feel like he's good at doing something. He's good at gathering amazing people. He's
Mhm.
all my friends, all my family members. They are truly amazing people, truly good people.
Wow.
So he's very, very, very good at doing that. So yeah, the
Oh.
people around me.
And you always been this way, kind of approachable with people around you?
Yeah, yeah, always. It's actually been my biggest gift. My mom was always when I was younger, and we took a trip to the zoo. I always made four new friends, and it could also be old ladies. I just started talking to them. I was never afraid of rejection, so I think I always made friends easy.
Wow. Amazing. Next question. Ready?
Yes.
Let's do it. Okay, next question is, what did your parents do that comforted you the most?
I think I'm pretty intact with my feelings, but I can't cry in front of anyone, not even my girlfriend. But I can always cry with my parents. Sometimes we just set a movie on. It's not even a sad movie, and I just start tearing up. And that's because probably something else. But I feel like they are so good at doing that safe space, so I can cry with them.
Wow.
So yeah, I also I can now cry with my girlfriend, but not that much. And I'm very bad at it, and I'm trying to be better at it.
Wow. And tell me, what's the meaning of life for you?
The meaning of life,
Yeah?
just enjoying it to the fullest. Um, Try to be a good human being and be decent to other humans and decent to other animals too.
Tell me a life lesson that life has taught you that you feel very grateful for.
Life lesson. Mm, I feel like if you fall, you can always get up, back up again. I think I broke my arm like 7 times. I've been injured a lot, and here I am still standing. And you can say that too, like psychologically. It's like
Mhm.
you've been hurt, but you're still here.
Totally.
So
Yeah, I think how you pick yourself up, that's the point, because we're gonna fall sometimes, and it's normal. It's part of life, it's part of learning as well. We need those falls for you to understand life and, to get up stronger, to stand up stronger than before. I think is all necessary. Good one. Next question. How do I say next question in Danish?
Næste spørgsmål.
Say again?
Næste spørgsmål.
Next passport.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Before the next question, tell me three names of your three favorite artists of all time that you always be inspired by for your music.
That's a good question. I feel like if we go all time, I feel like I grew up with Elvis Presley in the house. Um, and yeah, my father just loved Elvis Presley. He had on a house there was like Elvis Presley Boulevard sign on our house. I grew up with Elvis. I need to say him. I also think right now, um, a guy named John Billion. Do you know who that is?
No?
No, he makes cool music. He made Memories with Maroon 5. He made Ghost for Justin Bieber, and he also makes a lot of cool music himself. I truly get inspired by him. He has crazy ADHD, but it's in a very, very cool way to see him create music. He's very, very talented. And I also feel like probably BB King. I truly love guitar playing. I think BB King is one of the greatest, if not the greatest all time. He's
Wow.
very, very cool.
Okay, so let's pretend that Elvis Presley is here with us. Let's pretend all of them, they're still here with us. One day you're gonna wake up in the morning with three missed calls on your phone from those three you just mentioned right now.
Yeah.
Which one you call back straight away? Which one you send a message? I call you back later. And the third one, you don't call back, you don't send a message, you just go like, I can call in another time. Tell me.
That's a tough question, but I feel like okay,
Yeah.
ooh, that's just a hard question. I feel like I wanted to. wake up and listen to Elvis's voice. I wanted to hear that voice, like the deep voice. I wanted to hear that. I would also be afraid to call BB King back because I feel like he would have an attitude if I didn't answer him right away. So I would text him, and John Bell and I would get back to him.
All right.
But that was hard. That was very tough question.
Next question is, tell me something that made you laugh this week or this month, something very funny that happened to you.
Me and my roommate were best friends, and then I don't know where, and I can't remember the story, but we were with another friend, and he started talking, and he said something that wasn't supposed to be funny, and I remember I was like, I'm not gonna look at my roommate right now because I'm gonna crack, crack up. So I looked at him, who told the story, and he looked at my roommate, and then he was like making a face like, "Why are you laughing?" And then I just started cracking up, and then he started, and we couldn't keep it together, and our other friend got very mad at us. So yeah, I don't remember what the joke was. I don't remember anything about it, but I remember that was very fun.
Oh, sweet. 3 questions left. Let's do it.
Okay, let's go.
Before the next question, let's go back to your music again, yeah? When I was checking your videos on TikTok, there was a video there where you were walking and suddenly just jump in the water and you come up like playing. Tell me about that day. Where was it? Tell me, how did you feel after you jumped in the water? The water was cold. How did you kind of come up again with the idea?
It was a very bad idea to be honest, but but I was with my manager, and we needed to do this hook where we could get people in and to listen to this song, and I don't know if you know this, but like we have a 2.6, 2.7 second we give a video a chance and then we scroll. So I was like, okay, and there's a lot of musicians on this app, so people are starting to do these hooks rather than almost getting hit by a car or doing something like that. So
Yeah.
people are engaged, and then and I was like, how can we do that? How can we do that? And then I was like, I like to do very crazy things. I like bungee jumping. I'm not afraid of jumping from far places and stuff like that. But it's very cold in Denmark right now. Very, very cold in Denmark. So I got the idea, and I didn't say it to my manager. Then I just started laughing. I was like, if I say this, he's gonna say, we're gonna do that. So I was like, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna tell him anything. And then I just started laughing. And then he was like, what is it? Tell me, tell me. And then I told him, and he was like, we're gonna do that. So, so yeah, I did that. And people around that didn't think I would jump in because it's very cold in Denmark. So so they just looked at me, and then in the video I muted the clip. There was a kid who said, "Oh my God," in Danish, while the jump, and it was very funny. So I laughed in the video jumping. It was very funny.
That's amazing. And when you were singing after you jumped, did you record you singing first and after
First,
you jumped?
yeah,
I
I recorded it first because
That's
I
what
didn't want. Yeah.
that's what I guess. I was like, I'm sure he put his hair a bit wet and everything, and before the jump, because you wouldn't be able to be sing so nicely after the jump for
No,
sure.
I said that to my manager. This is the first thing we're gonna do because I'm not gonna do that afterwards.
I love it. Next question is, what would your theme song be if you had your own show?
That's also a great question. I don't think I have like a meaningful theme song. I really love. I think that's my favorite song of all time, and I don't know why. Uh, but The Cure's "Friday I'm in Love." I truly love that song. I don't know why. I just feel like it's such a good song, and that would be also an amazing theme song. And I would be able to hear that for 9 seasons straight, every episode for the theme song, and I would not skip that song.
Wow.
So yeah, The Cure, "Friday I'm in Love." Not because I'm in love at Friday, just because it's an amazing song.
And for you to write your songs, do you need to be inspired by, or you can write anytime? Do you have some inspiration? How does it work for you when you put your songs together?
That's a good question. And sometimes it's just getting up and doing it, and it's so much easier to say than do. And so sometimes I put some John Billion videos on of him making music, or Ariana Grande in the studio, or Justin Bieber, whatever. See some artists doing it in the studio, and I'm being like, because then I want it, and then I'm gonna get up and doing it. Sometimes I just want to do it. Sometimes I truly just love doing it. But I feel like, and to other people also who want to do music and pursue music, and you don't always want to do it because when you change it from hobby to work, it's gonna be like you have to do this, you have to make this content, you have to do this, and sometimes that takes the joy out of music. So
Totally.
I would actually recommend just doing it as a hobby. But if you truly want to live doing music and doing that, sometimes you just need to know you don't want to do this and you don't like music that much. But when you're in it and when you're sitting and doing it, you actually love it. So you just have to get over it. Maybe make a nice coffee or make something cool you like to drink while doing it, because then you have something to look forward to. And then when you're doing it, it's very nice and a very pleasant memory. So
I see. 2 questions left. Let's do it.
that's good.
You like dancing?
Yeah, I like dancing.
Next question is, which movie had a big influence on you?
That's a lot of good movies. A lot of good movies. I'm gonna say something you probably haven't heard before, because we could say all the Goodfellas, we could say all those good movies, but I think I'm gonna say Your Name. It's an animated movie. I don't know if you know that movie. It's
Not sure.
no, it's a very very good like a anime kind of movie, and very very beautiful. Also very good ratings, and it just had a lot of impact on me. I truly truly love that movie. I can watch it like once every 3 years because it's a lot,
Oh.
but it's a very very beautiful movie.
And why is that? Why do you have this connection with the movie? What's the message behind?
I don't. It's the message behind the movie is like it's kind of like a rom-com, but not. It's like having a soulmate, having a partner, and it's about this very complicated thing about maybe the partner lived 3 years before you and stuff like that, and maybe they died in a meteor wreck, and then how they are connected and how they can align and how they can find each other and will they find each other.
I
These
see.
and it's very very weird movie, but I definitely recommend it. I would watch it. It's not just a child movie, a children movie, because yeah, I think people sleep on anime because people think it's cartoons and think it's a lot of, but it, but it's very emotional and it's very very good. And I don't think people would not agree with me.
And for you, you're kind of person that prefer to go to see a movie in the cinema, you prefer to watch at home?
Cinema, 100%. I love watching it in cinema.
Same here. Same.
Yeah,
I love it.
it's just an experience, and you
Yeah,
can't skip it, you can't pause it, you can't go on your phone.
totally.
You have to get glued on
Yeah.
and that's amazing.
Last night I went to see Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise, the last one.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
Was it good? Was it good?
Funny because there one of the final scenes when he's kind of fighting with this guy on the airplane outside.
Yeah.
My hands was literally sweating because I was so nervous. Literally, I was like this because of course it's a movie, but I get so
It has stakes.
connected with the movie.
Yeah.
My God, my hands was literally like I was all sweat in my hands because I was so nervous just to see him.
Yeah.
The 2 planes flying, and he was, oh my God.
And you're locked in, and when you have the like speakers, it's like the plane is there.
I love it. Yeah, cinema for
And
me like a therapy. Every weekend I'm there. It's something
yeah,
that brings me the best. I like it. I love it.
it's also amazing. Also, when you have a lot of good movies like Mission Impossible coming out,
Yeah,
you can keep going. I don't know
totally.
if you have that in the UK, but in Denmark we can pay like a subscription, and then you
Yeah,
can and then you can watch cinema as much as you want every month. Do
I
you have
have
that?
I have a membership card. I've
Yeah.
been like since 2007. I have
Oh,
I have a limited card.
yeah.
You live in England, so you know Cineworld. You know the company Cine.
Yeah.
I'm a membership of that since
Oh,
2007.
that's crazy. That's cool.
Imagine. So imagine.
That's a movie lover. That's a movie lover.
Yeah, I have this membership card since then, and it's been, it's great because if I go twice a month, I pay already for the
Yeah,
subscription.
exactly, exactly.
So, who loves movies is the best deal because you can go anytime, you can see any movie twice, three, four times if you like to. So that's the good part for sure. I'm
And
a movie.
also, I think they saved the cinema. I think those deals saved the cinema because the cinema
Absolutely,
was in COVID and stuff like that. It didn't go that well with the cinema.
yeah.
Where now I feel like they are surviving at least.
Last question. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's do
Yes.
it.
Good.
Okay, before the last question, tell me a moment in your career that you're never gonna forget. Tell me something that happened that for you so far you're always gonna have a special place in your heart.
Uh, when I was just starting out, I wrote this song called "Proud" about me and my brother's relationship, and I posted it on SoundCloud. And I feel like it maybe got 100, and that's maybe high, but 100 listens, not that much. And there was two American girls who wrote to me about, and it was very bad. It's a good song, but I didn't sing that well. It didn't sound that good. But there was two American girls who wrote to me how much it changed their life and how much they related to that.
Wow,
So that was really amazing for me.
wow. Okay, last question is, what will be the title of your memoir?
Um, Probably I like to sometimes be very arrogant. I'm not, but I like to have that thing. And I have a song called "Watch Me." It's like about being like, Shh, see this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna win this Grammy. I'm gonna pursue this music, and I'm gonna do that. So it could be something like destiny or prophecy or something like that. And that would be very arrogant, but that would be a cool title. I remember.
Totally, yes. It just got they're not right or wrong, it's just how we feel it. You know what I mean? I think
Exactly.
sometimes we are shy to dream big. Sometimes I think the society sometimes tell us to be quiet, but no, it's great to dream big. You need to dream very
100%.
big. You know what I mean? You need to expose your desire, whatever you feel like is great for you. You know what I mean? If you feel like you're the best or you're gonna feel the best, you need to send that to the universe because somehow it listens to you.
100%.
Yeah, you need to put it out, and I understand sometimes we feel shy a little bit, as you say, oh, it's a bit arrogant. No, it's how you feel it. You need to put out there, you know what I mean? Just put it, and the universe just like listen to you. Yeah, you need to do like that.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
also in Denmark we have this thing called law, which is uh you sh it's like people who shouldn't feel good about themselves. It's kind of crazy to say that, but law is we don't like we don't like the law, and that's like law is when you need to stay humble and everyone has a place here. And it's beautiful sometimes, but it's also like
Oh
it's allowed to shine. People are
no,
allowed to shine. People are allowed to dream big. People are allowed to, as long as they're being proper about it and
absolutely
not jumping on anyone to get there.
no,
Just being
absolutely.
respectful.
Absolutely, it's beautiful to be modest, to be humble. It's a beauty there, but at the same time as well, you need to it's the balance. If you feel like
Exactly.
to scream, say, "I wanna be this big, I wanna get that." Not wrong with that. It's just how you
No,
feel. It's just how you just wanna put it out there. It's not wrong with
exactly.
that for sure. Amazing. Right, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay?
Okay.
One word for family.
Brother.
Money.
Career.
Fear.
Heights.
Okay. Life.
Beautiful.
Love.
Uh, my girlfriend.
Oh, sweet. Religion.
I'm Christian, so Christians,
Okay.
Christianity.
One word for sex.
Gender.
Okay. Politics.
Um, Dumb sometimes.
Friendship.
Beautiful.
Desire.
Um, Lust.
Regret.
Um, oh, I can't think of that. Don't have any.
Okay. Success.
Goal.
Okay. One word for wish.
Success.
Happiness.
Family.
One word for Copenhagen.
Amazing.
One word for Denmark.
Beautiful.
Uh-huh. One word for music.
Life-giving.
Wow.
Needed in my life.
Okay. And the last one, I'll singer. One word.
Microphone. I didn't have any.
I like that. I like that.
I'm sorry.
That's okay, not right or wrong. Let's pretend I'm going to meet your girlfriend for a coffee, and I'm going to ask her, define Jonathan in one positive and one negative word only. What should say about you?
I think she would say the same word both times. She would say ambitious and ambitious
I
because
see.
the I am very ambitious and that's positive. But I also sometimes truly am so ambitious that I can hurt people around me and also hurt myself a lot and have a lot of like perfectionism.
I
So
see. If I'll ask the same question to your brother, it'll be the same answer.
my brother looks at me with some eyes I don't actually know why he does, but I think he would say lovely because and open, I think. And if he said negative words, I think he would say um my drive can sometimes be my negative word.
I see. What's your star sign astrology, Jonathan?
I'm a Virgo.
Good.
Yeah, 31st of August, 2001.
I see. Let's play now, Jonathan, and the magic box, and you can ask me a question. Okay, before you asking the question, when people come to see your gigs, to see you playing, to see you singing, what's something that you'd like people to take with them when they go home?
I do this. You know this guy. His name is Ed Sheeran. He's a small artist from UK, and but he loops with like a looper pedal. Do you know what that is? Like a loop station. Like no, he's playing something with the guitar, and then he hits a button and it plays back. And I do that too. I'm very inspired by him. And yeah, I feel like if people just like if they see that and they breathe it in, I feel like they would go home. They are always so kind and so nice people, and I always feel like they are going home with like a happy feeling or inspiration or people that want to do that. I truly want to inspire people to do music,
I see.
and because it's beautiful and it's an amazing job.
Amazing. Can I ask me a question now, Jonathan?
Yes, I was wondering, what is the most what is the thing that inspires you the most on a regular day, just a basic day?
Wow, I love your question. You know, something what inspires me the most, and not just about the show, but about my life, is about my daily basis, about
Exactly.
people. I
Yeah.
think people, Jonathan, they are so extraordinary, extraordinary. You know, people, they are so amazing. I think since I started doing the show, you know, I had people here for all the old continents around the globe, people around everywhere.
Oh,
And I think that people, we are so similar at the same
yeah.
time as we're very different. But I think all
Yeah.
of us, we are fascinating. We want to become a better person. We are here to you know to bring the best of ourselves. We want to express the way we are. We want to put out our voice out there. So I think people, they are so fascinating. That's the big inspiration for me because, you know, sometimes I see people, you know, I was on holidays just this week, a few days ago, and I was on the beach. I was literally on the beach. I love water, so I was lying down on the beach, and I saw, you know, there was this young man and lady, and I was wondering if they were a couple because she was a bit older than him or not.
Mhm.
He looked very young, and they were speaking Spanish, and I could see that there was a bit tense between them. They were not fighting, but they were discussing something that I could see that they were trying to put their point of views together. And I was lying down, and time to time they got my attention because they were moving, they were talking to themselves, and got my attention. Some time to time. At one point, the gentleman came and another young girl as well. So it became the family. So they were a family. So this lady was his mom, and suddenly
Mhm.
they start talking this between them, like, you know, going the water. At one point, this young boy, he hugged his mother, and you know, so I could see his face because his mother was the other side of the beach. So, and he closed his eyes, and I literally got emotional straight away because, you know, I could see that, I don't know what they were discussing before, but in the end of a few minutes later, I think they agreed on, and after that they hug each other.
It
And
was just love.
when I look his face and he closed his eyes and he felt like this love of his mom, like, you know, hug him. Literally, I started like get emotional, and I went to the water because people were looking at me. I just went to the water because I was literally crying, like looking at this scene,
That's
and,
amazing.
and they had no idea that, you know, somebody was looking, because I got so emotional. That's what I'm back to your question. People, they fascinate me so much because sometimes you see people around and you don't know what they're going on in their lives. You don't know what's happening, and suddenly I felt their emotion through that hug.
Yeah, yeah.
Literally, when they hug each other, and you know, his face, like you could see that he was having this comfort from his mom. I couldn't hold it. I look down, I look it up. I was like, oh my God, I need to go to the water because I'm gonna look silly here crying on my own.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
So yeah, so back to your question, that's what fascinates me the most about people. I think we are so fascinating people that have different ways of expressing themselves through love, through hate, through desire, through everything, that sometimes it takes me, sometimes it gets me genuinely. So yeah, the whole, for me, what motivates me the most in life and the show and everything, it's about people for sure. Yeah,
I think that also shows that you have a lot of empathy. A lot of empathy.
I think
That's
it came from a good place, let's say. Good came from
it's
good.
very, very beautiful. Very cool.
Did you enjoy the interview, Jonathan?
Very much. It was very, very cool.
Thanks again. Thanks for taking the time for the interview. I know you are a
Of
busy
course.
guy.
No,
I love to have people here, passionate people. They want to achieve things. They want to, you know, to express themselves. And this is so nice to see someone very young like you, and you put your best out there. You are kind of, you know, driving for the best. So carry on. Don't be shy, okay? Remember not to be shy. That's a good part.
thank you so much.
Dreaming big is not a problem at all. Even if the society says that, no, don't listen to it. Just dream
No,
big. Being humble, which is amazing, but at the same time as well, don't be shy to dream big. I think that's the great part of it. Before we
I think
go,
that's amazing.
if you
Yeah,
can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
I feel like I said it before, but yeah, I feel like if you want to do this, people will at some point want to get you down because you're doing something that they want to do. And I
Yeah,
feel like you just need to remember if you want to do art or if you want to do music or movies or sports, you will never get hated by people who are doing more than you. You will never get that kind of comments for people who are doing more than you. So you can look at them and you can feel sorry for them, but you should never let that bring you down.
totally. Wow, amazing. Thanks again. Regards to your girlfriends, your family and friends, and you keep in touch. It was a pleasure having you on the show. Okay?
It was amazing. Thank you so much.
Take care. enjoy your day.
Take
Bye
care.
bye.
You too. Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.